Hey, what's up guys? Jason here with Soulfire, and the ministry of Soulfire is to help equip the church to deal with issues of sexual brokenness and particularly pornography. And so I work with college students, and so I've heard from a lot of them how their parents responded to this issue of porn. And so today I want to bring you a video of how can we as parents respond if we find out that our children have been looking at porn. So maybe you find something on their phone or their computer, maybe they come to you and they say, hey, this is what I've been looking at. So however you find out, let's talk about some ways that you can respond. And it seems like parents tend to respond one of two ways. The first response that I hear the most often is parents can come with punishment. And so they may say something like, I can't believe you've done this. You should have known better. Why would you do something like that? That's disgusting. That's gross. Why would you do this? And so the emphasis there is on violation of the rules. You're amplifying guilt and you're trying to push some shame, and maybe it's just such a shocking thing. You're so surprised that was your initial response. Now, what are we accomplishing by doing that? And maybe we even up the punishment game and we say, if you do that, I'm going to take your phone, I'm going to take your computer. And so we kind of give a list of consequences. Well, what we've done if we respond that way is we've increased their guilt. We've made them feel worse for something like porn, which they probably already feel terrible about. There's a lot of shame there for looking at this stuff. We've amplified that shame, and we've actually increased their isolation. So how likely are they going to be to come to you if they see something at school, if someone shows them something at school, or if they fall back into looking at this stuff? Not very likely if we respond with punishment. And so we're going to increase their isolation. Now, interestingly, isolation, guilt and shame, these feelings of relational distance, feeling, hey, my parents are mad at me, they don't understand. Those are the types of things that actually fuel and are going to push them back toward porn. So if we respond with the punishment thing, we may even increase the likelihood that they will continue to look at pornography. Well, let's talk about a different response. What's another way we could respond if we aren't going to bring the punishment game? Well, what if you actually apologize to your children? Now, if you're like, excuse me, wait, what? So my child's been looking at porn, you want me to apologize? Well, consider if you said something like this. Let's just consider the scenario, 14-year-old boy gets caught looking at pornography. What if the father said to that son, son, I am so sorry that this has happened to you. And I wish this had never happened to you. I should have talked to you about this. I should have put some things on your computer. I should have warned you about this content. I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. I know that's not what you wanted. You are my beloved son. I love you and I want to help you with this. Now, if you respond to your child that way, what have you done? You have emphasized security in relationship. That what they have done, you are willing to help them with. And you've also acknowledged something that is true here, and that is that pornography is preying upon our children. So for example, if you default toward the punishment game, I just kind of want to ask you, really, what did you expect if your children have unmonitored access to the internet? What did you expect to happen? What would you have done? When I was 10 years old, I was glad we didn't have the internet, but if I had had an iPhone all alone in my room and been bombarded with links, maybe people are texting me things, pornography is actually preying upon our children, trying to put pornography in kids' websites and in kids' video games. What would you expect to happen to a curious 10-year-old who's bombarded with all those things? How could they not fall into that? In fact, one of my messages for parents has been that pornography really functions like a default addiction. Unless you intervene with some significant interventions, they will see and be exposed to this stuff. Well, if you bring the apology game, what you have acknowledged to your child is that they are secure in relationship, they can talk to you about this, and that you love them and that you want to help them. Consider the case of a predator who violates your child. God forbid a predator comes and violates your child. Would you punish them for that? Absolutely not, right? You would hug them and apologize to them, and you'd say, I want to do whatever it takes to help and restore and to love you. Well, with pornography, we really want to respond the same way. By doing that, you are going to open up the door to continuing that relationship. And if you respond the second way, I think parents have a tremendous gospel opportunity at hand. When their kids are exposed to something that has a lot of guilt and a lot of shame, and we can bring the love and the forgiveness of Jesus Christ in the gospel. So we have a tremendous gospel opportunity. So I want to challenge you parents, don't miss that and respond with the punishment. Okay, so as parents then, what are we to do? There's all this content that our kids are exposed to. Well, check the description. At the bottom of this video, I put some resources. Check out things like Covenant Eyes to bring monitoring to the kids' devices. You can use something called Disney Circle, which I have at my home, which monitors all the devices, and you can set some filtering options, and you can even see what devices are online when. Check out the website Protect Young Minds, excellent resources for parents. The good news is, as difficult as something like this is, there are lots of resources. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If it's helpful for you, click that subscribe button, click the notification tab. I'll have more videos like this coming your way. This is Jason for Soulfire. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.